The NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year, Ja'Marr Chase, is living the high life. There's no doubt about it. Having won all sorts of awards across his standout rookie year with the Bengals, Chase hasn't let his mammoth $30 million contract put him off. But he has learned how to spend it. Today, we're discussing Ja'Marr Chase and how he spent the first million of his paycheck. Stay with us. Let's jump straight in then. How has the Bengals wide receiver been spending those dollar bills, y'all? Well, Chase won hearts and minds across the country by actually delivering on what many young men say they would do if they made the big time, spending it on mama. In a recent GQ feature, last year's second-team All-Pro member candidly spoke about his career so far, which also included details about how he spent some of his hard-earned cash on his mom. He revealed that he had gifted her a black Maserati, which actually has a pretty cool story attached to it. Through his father, Ja'Marr got wind of the fact that his mom's car was on the fritz and decided to step up. He said, "My pops came to me about it. She was having an Audi, and the Audi was really bad," before going on to say that she was suffering due to the air not working. Ja'Marr obviously didn't want mom riding around in a sweatbox, so he decided to take care of it. He went straight to the Maserati dealership and purchased a midnight black Maserati for a cool $65,000. The car features cherry red leather and has all the mod cons you would expect a 65 grand motor to have. And Chase revealed she was over the moon with the gift, saying she was crying like tears of joy. "That was good to see. She made me start crying." What a guy. I mean, it's not like he's short on cash, but he didn't have to splash out that much, right? What else did he have to say then? Let's see. The Harvey, Louisiana native obviously comes from good stock and values the important things in life: friends and family. When he gifted his mom the Maserati, he made sure the whole family didn't feel as though they had been neglected by giving each of his siblings $15,000 each. And the love for his mom didn't stop there. He even went as far as to pay off her mortgage, which is a super thoughtful thing to do. However, it wasn't just his friends and family who got a piece of the action. He obviously lavished presents on himself for being such a nice guy. While splashing more than $100,000 on clothes and jewelry, he also made sure he was riding in style, as well as his mom, throwing down around $300,000 on a cool-looking Rolls-Royce Wraith. However, unlike many of his peers, Chase admitted to being frugal with his first million. Well, as frugal as you can be after just spending $300,000 on a car, banking the majority of the rest of it, which by our calculation is around $500,000. Not a bad day's work, right? Chase said he had just put it away and made sure I have it for a good day, before going on to show how tuned in he is by saying, family, friends, you know, something that's really important down the line. Saving your money is way better than spending it. You don't know how much you're losing when you're spending, so trying to save is better. What do you make of this? Next up, Brandon Allen has been discussing his wide receiver. The Bengals' backup quarterback, Brandon Allen, has a warning for defensive coordinators across the NFL. Ja'Marr Chase is already looking better than next year. With the Cincinnati outfit's training camp well underway, Allen has had time to assess what his teammates might be able to offer him next season, and he believes if they have a serious go at the Vince Lombardi Trophy, then our man Chase might have a big say in that. This time last year, no one would have guessed just how explosive Chase's season would be, with many deriding the Bengals for selecting him ahead of offensive tackle Penei Sewell. However, we all know what happened last season, and the Bengals can rightly feel justified in their decision. And Allen has been discussing Chase's form in preseason, claiming that it's already scary to see him improve. Allen went on to explain what exactly has improved in his game, saying he's got a lot freer in his routes and disciplined in his routes. That's because he's been in the system for a whole year now, so he's got a big understanding of what the route needs to look like, how I can get myself open to work little techniques here and there. That will make him even better. Of course, this is pretty scary news for defenses around the league, and Chase himself has already spoken of having a better understanding of route running. Who do you think will be the breakout star of 2022-23? More Bengals news now, and a Cincinnati legend has praised Jonah Williams. Andrew Whitworth is a bona fide Bengals legend, and the Monroe, Louisiana native has recently been singing the praises of a certain offensive tackle in the shape of Jonah Williams. Of course, the pair share the same position, and Williams would do well to use an old pro like Whitworth as someone he could model his game on. I mean, he is a Super Bowl champ after all. Taking to Twitter recently, two-time All-Pro player Whitworth sang Williams' praises after seeing a clip of his work during a training session. And the former Rams player, who retired this offseason, responded to seeing Williams taking part in a drill with Joseph Osai in which the offensive tackle acquitted himself with aplomb. Whitworth retweeted the video, whilst also providing his own caption which read, walk in the park for Jonah. He then went on to urge his followers to slow it down and watch how well he mirrors the feet of Rusher, before going on to explain how each step gets down in the rhythm with the rush. And of course, Whitworth knows exactly what he's talking about, as he made the position his own during his time with the Bengals. He'll just be a little sad he didn't manage to win the Super Bowl with his beloved team. What did you make of his tweet? Next up, some more news from around the NFL, starting with Deshaun Watson. Stay with us. Of course, Watson is having a tough time of it at the moment, as more and more women have come out and accused him of sexual misconduct this year. Having recently been banned from 6 games for violating the league's personal conduct policy, the NFL has decided to appeal. But not how you might think. The league actually wants the punishment increased, and rightly so, given what he's been accused of. The ruling was handed down by a federal judge after Watson was accused by 24 women of harassment while receiving messages, who described his behavior as egregious. Judge Robinson was appointed by the league and NFL Players Association, but they have now suggested that the punishment is far too lenient and we're hoping for a ban of at least a year. The NFL has now appealed, with the Players Union given until the end of the week to respond. Having appealed, the league has given the power back to Commissioner Goodell, who can now choose someone else to dish out the punishment. It's clear the league is seriously unhappy with Watson's behavior and wants to set a precedent. Apparently, they had even argued that they wanted to fine him a record $5 million for the offenses. He's now settled 23 out of 24 of the lawsuits, but shockingly, a grand jury in Texas failed to indict him on criminal complaints brought by 10 of the women. What do you guys make of this case? And finally, some Lewis Hamilton news. The worlds of American football and Formula One could be about to collide as superstar driver Lewis Hamilton has joined a group of investors set to purchase the Denver Broncos. The group is headed by Walmart owner Bob Walton, who is also the head of the Walton family and one of the richest men on the planet. Former U.S. Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice also recently invested a minority stake in the team, so it seems the Colorado outfit could be the celebrity team of choice going forward. It is thought that Walton is the 19th richest man in the world, and if and when the purchase goes through, he would easily become the NFL's richest owner. Speaking about Hamilton coming on board recently, Walton said, "We're delighted to welcome 7-time Formula One world champion Sir Richard Lewis Hamilton to our ownership group," before going on to say, "His resilient spirit and standard of excellence will be an asset to the ownership group and the Broncos organization." What do you guys make of all this? As usual, thanks for dropping in today, and remember to tune in next time when we will be discussing all sorts of other cool bits and pieces. And why not do us a solid by liking and sharing today's video, while also subscribing to our channel. Bye guys!